Alright guys, welcome aboard. Let's jump in the old Archer here and go fly around Southern California a little bit. It's a beautiful day outside, about 70 degrees today. And we are going to start out here in Oceanside, California. Let's hop in the plane and get her fired up. So, I just finished a flight in this thing a little bit earlier, so fuel's already on. Let's double check our trim here, and we got to start up before we do that. Bring mixture rich. Come up top over here. Battery, master, fuel, left and right magnetos. Let's put our nav lights on, and we're ready to start. All right, there we go. We got to get our door closed here, so let's get that latched. There we go. Won't be as loud. And we'll get our avionics on, our pitot heat on, and let's get our autopilot on. Everything else is already on over here. Transponder's on the ground right now. Let's go over to altitude VFR, and I think we're ready to get on out of here. No, actually we can get down here, and let's go ahead and set our trim tab. That right about there. We'll do landing lights on, and let's take a look around and see if we see a windsock. We're probably going to be taking off to runway 24, so heading out over the beach. Alright, park and brake off. We're just sitting here at the fuel pumps. Spin it around. I don't even know where we're going. Guess we could kind of head up towards the LA area. Why don't we do that? Let me turn the volume down a bit here. Some nice planes over here in Oceanside today. Bring our RPM up a little bit. Keep it up around 800. Alright, let's double check our flaps. They are up. Take a look at our mixture here. Let's lean that out a little bit. And let's get our strobe lights on. Go for an immediate departure out of here. Maybe we'll scoot over to Camarillo, north of LA. So what we'll do is we'll do the transition right over the top of LAX. Ourselves slowed up over here. Alright, lights, camera, action, we're good. Alright, airspeed's live. There's 60. Let's go ahead and rotate. A little rudder trim in there. We're going to maintain 80 knots here. There's hills right over there, so you want to kind of scoot in between them, but want to still keep a good rated climb out here from Oceanside. Bring that engine noise down a little bit. Trim up our rudder. And we're going to be climbing out to about 6,500 feet, I believe. Forgot what the transition over LAX is. But we're going to call it 6,500. Wait till we get out over the harbor right here. Like I said, beautiful day down here in Southern California. Alright, let's bring the nose down a little bit here, get ourselves a little bit more visibility over the nose. Get our airspeed increasing here. We're going to go right off the coastline here. Keep our climb in. Going to hit autopilot, hit the vertical speed hold. We'll hold it at 900 feet per minute here. And I'm going to swing my heading bug around. Right about there. Right around 30-ish. Hit heading hold. Get the dog hair off of my mic here. Sorry about that. It's kind of bothering me. I can see it just out of the corner of my eye. Little dog hair stuck to my mic. Alright, we're going to bring our rate of climb down a little bit here, about 600 feet per minute. Taking a look at Camp Pendleton out here. Bring that down a little bit. Adjust my views. There's our airport right back there. Coming over the, I guess the southern side of Camp Pendleton. Alright, we'll hold, we'll hold this heading right here until we get up onto our altitude. We've gotten clearance to kind of penetrate the airspace here. And let's take a look at the chart. So it's a restricted area, and I forgot what the top of it was. But like I said, we'll make believe like we got clearance to go into it right there. Zoom out here a little bit on AviTab. So what I thought we'd do is we're going to scoot up the coastline here, right up towards LAX. So we're going to tune that into nav 1. Come across here, and then we'll turn a little bit, come across Malibu, Channel Islands, excuse me, Point Magoo here, Channel Islands, Air National Guard Station. And we're going to Camarillo right here, so we'll come around, cut through here, and touch down in Camarillo. So let's set a few VORs here. Camarillo's 115.8, so let's put that over here in nav 2. 115.8. Swap that over, and then out a little bit too much there. Let that catch up. And we'll tune in LAX, which is where is it? Where are you? LAX. There we go. 113.6. Come over here. Go over to nav 113.6. Flop that over. You can see our needle spinning around. Climbing up to 3,000, almost 4,000 feet now. Let's go ahead and tune in our HSI here, VOR1, right about there, direct for LAX. So let's go ahead and hit nav. Let the airplane take us direct to LAX. zoom out a bit over here on the GPS, and DME1. Let's go ahead and tune in 115.6 on the frequency over here also, or no, correction, 113.6, that's LAX. Here we go, get a DME reading. 60 miles out. Alright, landing lights can come off. Let's go ahead and, what are we, 4,500. I'm going to hit altitude right now. Perfect. Hold at 4,500 here. Alright, bring the mixture back a little bit here. I'm going to get the EGT right around 15. And we'll bring the power back just a little bit so we're not in the red line now that we're at our cruise altitude. Turn that down even a little bit more. Bring up some music for the flight. Trim up our rudder here too, so let's go ahead and center that ball. Step on the ball, so I'm trimming the left rudder. Get it trimmed up to the right for the departure. There we go. And we're not cockeyed over here. Let's double check our RPM setting. Looking good. Increase it a little bit. Pitot heat can come off, we don't need that on right now. Temperature is, this is saying about 44 or so. It's a little bit warmer. Like I said, on the ground it's about 70. I'm going to cross San Onofre power plant here, nuclear power plant. Decommissioned. And just coming up to Orange County, which I think that's the line right there. You can tell because there's houses. Everything else south here is Camp Pendleton, so you only see housing for the actual base right here. And as soon as you come around the curve here, you are now in Orange County and San Clemente. Let's jump outside here and do a flyby. I got some contrails coming off the wings. Turn down that engine volume here. Alright, I'm going to let you watch Orange County go by here. And pop out for a little break here. As we cruise along, I'll be right back. Alright guys, looks like we're cruising over Laguna Beach here. There's Laguna Beach right down here. I believe. Let me see. Nope, I think that's Monarch actually. Sorry, Laguna Beach is up here. One of these, I believe. Yeah, here's Laguna Beach right over here. You can tell by the little line right here, which is kind of what I thought I saw right there, but that's actually the, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Monarch Beach or something. I might be wrong. Starts with an M at least. I think this here is the Montage Resort. And then, yeah, Laguna Beach right here. Yep, that's it. Hop in the plane here. Double check our settings really quick. How's our fuel doing? So we should switch over to the left tank. I've got it set for automatic switching, but I noticed it does, I don't know, it's acting a little weird sometimes. So when you go into the Archer here, you've got auto fuel selector, and you can hear it occasionally switching. You'll hear a little click, but kind of noticed it doesn't switch off every soon enough, I guess. It's leaving way more fuel in the left side here than the right. Some scattered clouds here in Orange County. Let's check our weather. What I'm going to do is bring up Global, FS Global Real World Weather up on the other screen. Let me bring that up for you. There we go. So, Oceanside, let's go view weather nearest. Let's see if it updates. We should be getting Santa Ana here pretty soon. Let's just pull it up manually. KCMA. A few clouds at 5,000. Yep, that's kind of what we're seeing. Unrestricted viz. Good temperature of 16, which is, what is that? 61 Fahrenheit. Right down here. Let's take a look at a couple other spots along the route here. We'll go LAX. They're still looking good. No significant clouds. And how about our destination at Camarillo? I think it was CMA. Yep. No significant weather. Looking good. Winds out of the southwest at 9. And go ahead and pull that off the screen. And take a look at John Wayne, Orange County right there. Let's see if we can zoom in. This is the payware version. Newport Beach. Balboa Island here, if you're ever in Southern California. Nice little spot to come hang out, Balboa Island here. Go paddle boarding different spots all throughout the Newport Bay here. And if the waves are really good, which they usually are in the wintertime, you can come over here to the wedge. If you can find parking, because when there's the surf is really good, the waves come in just right, and you can see they kind of, this V, they funnel in here and get really big, and you'll see you know, 20-25 foot waves peaking up right here, and good spot for body boarding. Starting to see Long Beach off in the distance here. Palace Birdies right over here. We're gonna head right for LAX, which is kind of dead ahead here in the haze. Tell you what, while we cruise out to LA here, let's play around with our cloud settings in Ultra Weather XP. Take a look and see what this is what my settings are. Kind of finalized it. I am trying some of the different sky colors and also clouds. This is cloud set 5. And let's see here. I haven't tried cloud smoothing. It seems to, these two seem to sort of affect your frame rate, maybe a little bit. You can change your amount of clouds. I've found it's kind of nice with having both of these, the amount of clouds and the size of clouds to be about 30. So if you go to 0 on the amount of clouds, you can see they kind of disappear. Or you can fill them all the way up to 100. Someplace in the middle's what I like. Size of clouds, again 30. You can make them really tiny or make them really big. I think I'm going to keep them at like 40. And then the shadow power, keep that at right about 14. Cloud brightness, yeah, that looks good. I'm going to try smoothness here. Let's see what happens. Watch these clouds up here as I change that around. Oh, there we go. So 100 makes them almost translucent. On smoothing, I think I like them off. Not going to screw with the cutoff right now. Waves 1, I like to see green. I used green watercolor. At least here in Southern California, it seems more representative. You can see it's got kind of a greenish tinge to it. And shadow power, that's the other one. I keep that at 14, but you can increase it. And what it does is it's the definition of the shadows on the ground. I keep it low. I think it looks better high, but I keep it low because when you're on the ground or when you're flying through the shadow, it seems to get really dark. Even in the airplane or when you're just on the ground, a little bit too dark. And so I found, keeping that about 14, 15 looks nice. You can see, let's see, not really good indication here because there's not too many clouds. Shadow power, or not? Yeah, shadow resolution. It makes them kind of more defined. Let's see if we can see someplace. Yeah, not a good day for it because it's just scattered clouds up here. I'm going to leave that at 14. And that's it. That's our wing view, and this is our back view. Forgot where I was. Alright, let's take a look. We're coming up to Long Beach Harbor here. And I do have standby one. Sorry about that. I do have, what is it called? It's the West Coast or Southwest scenery enhancement thing. In fact, I will find out. I'm gonna look into my scenery and tell you exactly what it is. But what it does do is it see all these in the harbor here. And once we get closer, you see the sort of gantry cranes. Also, it adds different textures for sort of Southwest Southern California looking buildings and such. Puts in all of the harbors and the harbor lights here. If you see lights flashing around the harbor someplace here, like right there, that's where that comes from. And what it is let me go on my other screen here and pull it up for you. Yeah, come on. Jump into my custom scenery and I will tell you exactly what it's called. W2XP US West. Take a look at that. Yeah, US West Real Life is the scenery pack. And let's see, and just taking a look at some of the stuff it adds in here in some of the different versions, but it adds in the Hollywood sign, the KWHP4, I think this is Channel 4 chimneys. I think those are the ones near Van Nuys, if I'm not mistaken. The LA Convention Center, the Staples Arena, Mormon Temple, the vintage cruise ship, Stratosphere Tower ferry boat, Oil Donkey, the DLA radio telescope. That puts in some sailboats, wind turbines over by Palm Springs. Definitely worth it. Let's take a closer look at the harbor here. Here, we'll jump outside to do that. Yeah, look at that. So you get container ships. Get all these containers. All this scenery kind of gets dropped in. Some of it is part of ortho, but like the gantry cranes here, the container ships, some of the buildings throughout that area. And you can see them all throughout the harbor here. Yeah, that looks nice. The reflection. And look at all those container ships everywhere. All that stuff gets added in. That looks so nice. I'm going to look around a little bit. Let's jump out of the plane. We got Long Beach here. If you're into auto racing, this is where the Long Beach Grand Prix IndyCar do their race. You got the Queen Mary cruise ships. Yeah, look at that, looks nice. Puts in on, obviously this is ortho, but puts in a little bit more 3D objects here. And from the air, looks real nice. Alright, up back in the plane here, coming up to LAX, dead ahead. We got about just 11.6 miles to go to LA. And then I think we'll just kind of just wing it. And so what we'll do is we'll come over here, LAX right ahead. We'll just sort of follow the coastline here across Malibu, and then come around Point Magoo and into Camarillo. Now the co-pilot's gotta go outside here, so I'm gonna have to jump out of the plane here for a second. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go to heading hold. I'm gonna set my heading bug. Go to heading hold right there. We'll keep our general bearing this way up to LAX. Let's jump out of the plane. Let you watch. Watch us come up here to LAX. Be right back. Alright guys, back in the cockpit here. The co-pilot didn't want to go outside, he just wanted to get up on the bed. And he's a little bit of an older co-pilot. He's a 14-year-old Pembroke Welsh Corgi. He's has some trouble getting up on the bed there. He likes to lay on the guest room bed and bark out the window, which you might be able to hear him in the background. Let's take a look at our fuel. See if this thing, yeah, see it swapped over to the right tank again. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn that off because that's not working for me. It's not working the way I want it to work. So let's stay on the left tank here. Now one thing I'm going to try to do, you can see this color change in the ortho. So running right through Santa Monica and half of the LA basin. I think the ortho is a different color. This is where two tiles come together, unfortunately, and the Bing imagery is a little bit different for the two tiles. So I think I'm going to try to redo maybe this northern tile because it's a little bit too dark, and see if we can't make those blend in a little bit easier. You can see downtown LA. Zoom in on it, and again, it's the US West scenery. Adds in a lot of that buildings and stuff like that. Let's see if we can find the Nakatomi building here. I forgot where it was at. I don't think it's the proper buildings. I may be wrong. I think that's the City Hall right there. Right to there, that little tower. But yeah, flying along here, frames start to drop off. You can see as the buildings come into view, the ortho kind of gets masked off a little bit because of all of the buildings popping in. That's why it's kind of getting, as we zoom into it, see the buildings are going away, and you end up really seeing that that ortho line here. Same thing here. See, if we zoom into Beverly Hills. And just out of curiosity, let's see if we can see the Hollywood sign. Yep, we can. All the way from here. There it is. Hollywood. And the ortho looks better when you're closer up. So, I think I have 17 through all of Southern California. The one thing I wish they would update is Griffith Observatory over here, because that ain't it. And Griffith Observatory is pretty iconic for the LA area. If you've ever seen it, there's all sorts of shows that are filmed up there, and TV, movies, everything else. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I was watching the old Wonder Woman TV series from the 70s. It's on like MeTV or something like that, and so I was watching it, I don't know, a week or two ago, and the episode just happened to be, part of it was filmed over in Griffith Observatory. I was watching it going, hey, I stood right there, right where Wonder Woman was. Alright, coming over Marina Del Rey over here. Let's see if it's got, I forgot what the hotel is. One of these is a hotel someplace over here, and long time ago, I for some reason, I think somebody was visiting me, and we stayed in the hotel. This is like decades ago, and it was used to be a Marriott, Marina Del Rey here. Don't know if it's kind of depicted on here. It might be one of these. Don't recall. But they were filming a TV movie inside at night, and I remember sitting in the sort of the bar they had in the lobby area, and watched them film it. And it was a made-for-TV movie with Susan Lucci, if you know who she is. Actress that's been around forever, and but like I said, this was decades ago, and so yeah, she was there, and they were filming her scenes and whatnot. All right, coming up to there's Santa Monica Airport and and the Santa Monica Pier here. Not exact. I know somebody's working on a Santa Monica Pier here with the roller. There's a roller coaster here, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. Restaurants up here. But that is the Santa Monica Pier. And what is it? I think it's the Promenade. One of these streets down here is sort of, it's closed off to road traffic, and it's just it's all shops. It's kind of like going to the mall, except it's all outdoor, right on the street here. All just pedestrian traffic. Nice spot to go if you're visiting in LA area. Looking at Beverly Hills, and as you can see, that's why they call it the Hills here. Kind of funny. The scenery is generic, obviously, and as you can tell, it's let me see if I can stop it for a second here. You can see the building textures are from the West Coast pack, so they kind of add that flair, obviously. But this is all just really nice houses, as you can imagine here in the Hollywood Hills. Taking a look at the valley, got Burbank, and see, I think those are the towers that it was talking about, the smokestacks that it adds over by, I think that's at Whiteman Airport. Alright, now we're coming up to Malibu, dead ahead over here. I'm going to turn, jump back to my main view here. Like I said, we're just going to kind of follow the coastline here right across Malibu. Head right for the boo here. See how our fuel's doing. There we go. We're starting to get that left one down a little bit. Go ahead and recenter my rudder here. The having two different weights, more weight in one side actually does affect the airplane in X-plane here. And also having, if I go over to our weight here, having a different weights for the passengers here affects it too. Alright, goodbye LA. Hello Malibu. That looks nice with that shine out of there. Let's see how that looks. A little bit too much contrails, I think. Don't really expect to see contrails on a GA airplane unless you are completely flying through like fog or cloud. Yep, the co-pilot agrees with me. Now we got some clouds here obscuring some of the Malibu hills here, and it is 2019. It is 2019, so if you do recall, last summer or last fall, the fires through Malibu. This is the area that it was burning right ahead of us here. That burned through the valleys here, you know. A couple of mansions got burned up by the movie stars, or what do you call them? Entertainment types. Here, let's see if we can spot a few mansions. Yeah. Default scenery, unfortunately, doesn't account for all of these really nice homes out here. In Malibu. You can look at Simi Valley off in the distance there. So one of the areas, there's a park through here, which used to have a lot of movie sets or movies and TV shows filmed. I guess one of the most recognizable was MASH. If you remember MASH from the 70s and 80s, that's where it was filmed, back here. And forgot what the park, can't remember what the park was called, but the studios actually owned part of it and used that as the film set for MASH, along with other movies. Pretty much just a public park now. You can still go wander through it. It's a little bit of a hike, I guess, to get from where you park your car to get to where the MASH, camp was. But they have some things out there. They've got little signs, and you can still find, I guess, some old military vehicles that they used, are sort of permanently dilapidated there. And coming over Malibu here, Malibu Peninsula here. Looks like we got some cloud cover here right at our altitude, so I'm going to go ahead and descend down to like 2,500. Let's go ahead and hit vertical speed, come down 500 foot per minute here. Keep the airspeed propped up here. Since we're sightseeing here, I want to have actually something to look at. I can see through the clouds, so I'm still VFR. We'll go down to about 2,500 here. It should get us below this little scattered deck here. And keep a good eye out on the terrain here. Hop outside and take a look at Malibu. Yeah, so all these little canyons, all this stuff was on fire all throughout here. I don't know, I mean it burned down to the out here. I think it burned down even to the beach area. A couple of these houses or stuff got burned up, but all this stuff got burned up during the fires there in 2018. Pop inside, where are we at? 3,500? Alright, we'll hold it 3,500, even though it's the wrong VFR altitude. It's a flight sim, guys. Don't sweat it. Not real. Be interesting to see if we get a new updated ortho that actually has like some of the fire areas. You know, if we got a recent one here in the last 6 months or so. Starting to see Point Magoo right here. Go ahead and turn and head right for the end over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my weather here. Let's see what we got for the winds again. Camera reel. 248.8. Yeah, 248.8 right now, so I'll keep that in mind when we pick our runway. And let me go ahead and pull up Sky Vector on my other chart here. We can take a look and see what Camera Reel has for runways. Went too far. There we go. Alright, Camera Reel. Let's take a look at the airport diagram. Swing that around. I'll bring it up on the screen for you. Alright, so we have runway, what is that, 8 and 26. Looks like we'll be coming in on runway 26, so we'll do base entry and come into 26 with this ginormous displaced threshold. Check our power setting here, looking good mixture wise and RPM wise. And I forgot, was this, no, we did have number 2 here, let's go, the M82. 13.4 miles out of Camarillo VOR, which it's not actually at the airport. The Camarillo VOR. The VOR is actually on top of the hill right here, I believe. Or let's see, just down on the other side of it. So this is the PCH. If you ever want to drive from LA area up to the San Francisco area, if you just want to get there, you take the 5 freeway through the valley, and you don't really see much other than a bunch of farmland. But if you want to take the scenic route, but it's a little bit slower, you take the PCH here. Winds right through, like I said, Malibu here, through Santa Barbara, goes inland a little bit, goes by like Vandenberg Air Force Base, not too far from there, and then you come out in, Monterey, Pebble Beach. You get that iconic, I forgot what the bridge is right there, going through like the Pebble Beach area. You see it in commercials all the time. It's this big bridge that spans a little valley, canyon kind of thing. That is the, did I say 101? Yeah, but the PCH here, which is actually the 1, not the 101. They kind of duplicate each other through Ventura. Actually, it is the 101 and the 1 merged together for a bit there. Alright, well, we're going to come around the corner here. Take a look at Naval Air Station, or now what is it called now? Well, it's Point Magoo, but it's like Ventura County Naval Air Station, I believe. Make our turn here, come right over the east side of it. You gotta remember the coastline here runs sort of east-west, not north-south. But here is Point Magoo. The little corner over here, and there's 2 runways. So there's a runway coming down this way and this runway. This is all the Navy base, but this end over here is actually Channel Islands Air National Guard base. They fly C-130s out of there, so it's kind of, they share the runways and whatnot. But this little corner over here is Channel Islands, and I know that because I just retired from there. In December. So I used to drive up here once a month to go to my my guard unit there. Spent a lot of time here. Finally retired after I think I did like 8 years here. Yeah, almost 9 years here at this base before I was in a Massachusetts Air National Guard, and then I was active duty Air Force before that. Got deployed a few times. Wow, I gotta do something here with the ortho. Look at that. This square does not look right. You can see how it's high definition here, and this one just looks like crapola. I wonder if I'm missing something here. Gotta take a look into that. Yeah, because this looks almost generic. This looks very generic. That's not what it looks like. Here's the actual bay. At the base. Yeah, I used to drive up here and have lunch, just hanging out here at the beach on my guard weekends. Yep, I'm missing some ortho here, that's for sure. That's what the Camarillo area looks like. All farmland. Not like this. This looks like desert or something. Alright, let's go. Let's kill the autopilot. Stop reminiscing here. We'll just disengage the autopilot, clicking it on and off. Let's head down to Camarillo Airport. Pop this out, and let's zoom in here. So there's Oxnard and Camarillo, which is dead ahead of us. Bring the power back. Let's get our landing lights on. Oops, you know what? I had my carp heat on the whole time from the last flight. There's so much for checking stuff. Alright, let's see if we can find the airport here amongst this crappy scenery. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was, there was a weird tile over here. Gonna have to take a look at that. It's almost hard. I can't see the airport. It's like, where are you? Should be right here. Well, I mean, here's the airport. It's right inside of this tile, unfortunately. So, we're gonna bring the power all the way back. Let's start our descent down here. We gotta kind of scoot back around. We're actually going to enter on a downwind here. I'm not used to seeing these generic sceneries here. Go back into my ortho and see what's up with that. Yeah, because it normally last time I flew here, the area looked good. I don't know what happened. I might have tried to download some scenery for the Point Mugu Naval Air Station there, but screwed it up. I might have screwed up the actual ortho tile on here. All right, we are on our downwind right now. Let's go ahead and trim up. Runway's right off our 7 o'clock here. Alright, first notch of flaps in. Go ahead and make our turn, second notch of flaps. Bring some power in here. Don't want to go below 70. The scenery's whacking me out here. And we got a big displaced threshold here at Camarillo, so plenty, and it's a big runway anyway. A lot of maintenance for jet traffic and such. All right, let's go full flaps. You know, business jets and stuff like that. There's some maintenance that happens over here for those guys. So a lot of times. You'll see, like I said, business jets flying in here, you know, to get their annual inspections or just whatever maintenance getting done here. All right, I think the wind, you're pretty much down the runway here. We're a little high. Pull back the power. Let us drop down a bit here. Alright, over the numbers. We're bringing that power back. And hopefully have a nice touchdown. There we go. Alright, flaps up. Do some braking here, we'll get this turn off. The landing light can come off. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that little trip along the Southern California coastline there from San Diego all the way up to Ventura County. Oceanside to Camarillo. We'll pull over here by the tower and call it a day. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long week. It's Friday and I want to go relax. But of course, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go try to figure out what's up with this ortho square here. Try to update that. So next time we fly, we're going to fly out of here. And we'll see if we get a little bit better scenery for you. Let's come up here and get cleaned up a little bit. The strobe lights can come off. And mixture is good. Park it right over here. Next to this 172. We've got a bunch of them. All of them with the same tail number. It's a little fishy. Alright, that looks good. Over here, get our parking brake off. I'm going to shut everything down. There we go. Off, 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 off. Well guys, until next time, take care. Hope you enjoyed that flight. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are not subscribed already for more X-Plane 11 videos here. Take care guys, bye.